Hello, and welcome to my supervillain data logs. I am Jack Thunderman, and yes, these data logs are for those superheroes and the Hero League to have in case any new hero has to face a supervillain that unfortunately my family, the Thundermans, had to face. This episode, this data log, is one of many. It's the first one. So, what supervillain are we going to talk about? Well, it's one of the newest ones. Cognito. This is very important. If by any means of any kind the affiliation of Cognito is of any kind in a situation where actually situations need to be, then this is the place Max and Phoebe need to look. I have faced Cognito 5 times here in England, all through my teenagehood. Once in Hampshire, once in Devon, once in London, and twice in the Midlands. I just want to give a warning. Cognito is not like any villain you are going to meet. She's way smarter than you think she is. She is far smarter than the entire family put together. Her IQ is like 650. Maybe a bit less, to 645, maybe 640. Listen, I personally, am the only Thunderman to have beaten her. The only one. And I've always, and have only been, the only one to beat her. The problem Max and Phoebe have is they've got no chance. She's not just cunning. She's very tech savvy like I am. But at the same time, there is a bit of a Jekyll Hyde moment. One moment, she's this superhero, innocent person. And then there's a switch. Something snaps and she becomes evil. In this state, she knows what you're going to do. She knows every move you're going to make before you do it. You have no chance at beating her. Cognito will win against the family. Max and Phoebe, they won't be able to outsmart her. Chloe won't be able to out-teleport her. Nora won't be able to laser her. She has a defense mechanism against it all. Billy's speed, it is useless. She can slow time down. Slowing time down won't affect her. If you move faster than time, it moves you to the pace of an average person. And she can move at least twice the speed of an average human. Dad's flight, Dad's strength, she has a counter for that. Mum's electrical power, she has a counter for. She has a counter for it all. And Chloe's new destructive power, I might be the only one who can develop something to help her train. It's a device. A specific device that I have been trying to think of to help Chloe train in a safe manner. A safe manner to control and develop her newfound superpower without harm, without self-hurting, without hurting other people, without doing damage. The point is, Chloe's new power will be useless. She's immune to destructive powers. She's got nothing. Max and Phoebe's got nothing. They've got nothing in their arsenal that can stop her. And she is very cunning. She always hides in the shadows because that's how she gets undetected. She cannot be picked up. She has special tech that allows her to become undetectable. Even the Thunder Monitor will not detect her. The Thunder Monitor will be useless. She could be outside the house, and the Thunder Monitor would say everything's still in the green. That's how she can be undetected. Her tech is way more developed than what Max and Phoebe can craft. And the only reason I was the only one who was able to beat is because my IQ is 950. I have a 950 IQ. And that means my brain can think in nanoseconds. She cannot keep up with someone whose brain works way faster than hers. That's the problem. The higher someone else's IQ is, the faster their brain works. The faster their brain thinks and thinks of plans, backup plans. She cannot counter it. Because by the time she's got a counter, you've got multiple different counters to her already. She has tech that can absorb and basically use your own powers against you. Your heat breath won't work. The heat breath will not work on her. The freeze breath, it will not work on her. She has ways to backfire it or to counter it. Telekinesis, it will not work. And you cannot go on her all at the same time. She can just put a shield up and you're stuffed. That shield, it takes one explosion. That explosion can do some damage. It can do damage. Cognito is more dangerous than you think. She can flicker from one to the other. She has no control over that. It's like a Jekyll Hyde thing. One moment she's good and nice and helpful and she gives you advice, and then the next she completely outdoes you. Trying to hurt you, trying to take you down. And I know her main objective now. I know her main objective. She's after one person. She's after Chloe. She ain't just after Chloe because of a teleporter. She's after because she knows about Chloe's new power. She knows she could use it for her own benefit, to her own gain. And now, if you send Chloe in there, you're playing Chloe right into her hands. Max and Phoebe cannot do this without me. Let me show you exactly what the training device, this training thing is. Yes, President Kipper is the only one who can give me the green light to build this. There are going to be flaws. I'm the only one who can build this. My tech is so advanced. It needs careful precision with everything. One wrong hand, one wrong move or placement, one wrong mistake, any mistake, and it can be fatal. It actually could lead a normal person in hospital for 2 months. It could cause broken bones, second-degree burns, fractures, dislocations, and, well, worse. I'm gonna have to, in a way, draw and show you this device. Basically, the training device is like a drone. It's more like a it's like, in a way, that's what it would look like, right? So, in a way, what we'd have is a rear booster, projector. Now, it's going to have multiple sensors, which these sensors have that big a range on them. Each sensor has a certain range on them. Now, on the top of it, is a level gauge. This will determine what level it is, and it goes by bars. So what I mean by bars is it's a bar viewer level. So what I mean by a bar level view is the level is distinct by bars. The more bars, the higher the level. That's how it works. The less bars, the easier the level. That's what I mean. Now, basically, it would be programmed. It's specifically programmed. Now, you're wondering, how does this take flight? And actually, it's got the underfloor boosters. Underfloor boosters. In other words, there's boosters underneath which will levitate it, and then the rear booster kicks in, which then allows it to fly. It's got sensors so it doesn't hit into anything. The projector will project enemies. However, there's also a screen, what I like to call a training screen. A training screen. Now, the training screen will have either train a T1 or a T2. Now, the difference between the two is T1 is training for her teleportation. T2 is more for her destructive power. That's what the T1 and T2 is. Now, depending on the training, it will have a default setting. So on T1, because she's so used to it, it will be a very high default bar level, which means T1's default would be like a 6 bar. Which means, for anyone who won't know what that actually is, the T1 6 bar default level actually means that it will be a much more complicated training system, which would also mean it will be pushing her just enough where she can go further distance. Okay, so she's got further distance, which casually is quite normal. The T2 default would be around about 2 bar, which would have the objects or enemies which you can then try and hit. Now, it also has a control setting. a control practice system built in. In other words, this thing will be built with a control practice system which will allow her to practice her control over the new power, allowing her to have much more effective range, accuracy, and to get the absolute maximum power without causing herself harm. Now, if we're going into more deeper analysis, it will have fail safes or safe, probably more than one, because I don't want it to be bad. Now, there's probably going to be more than one fail safe for this, because I'd rather it be used for the benefit, not for the issues. So the first one is a programmed code word. So that means there will be a code word. If it becomes too much for Chloe, she can say this code word, and the failsafe will kick in. The failsafe is more like just an automatic shutdown, and that could be anything. Once I build it, I can program the code word. Chloe will know the code word because it will also link to her watch or her phone. And that would mean the code word will be directly sent to her. So she will get that code word in case anything bad happens. The second failsafe, and this is one of my favorites, is a self-shutdown. Now, a self-shutdown is only in the case of an emergency of overheating. So if it starts to overheat, it will go into a safe shutdown, which means sensors will kick off and eventually it will do a self shutdown, and that will cool it down. But it will have fans built to it, which will be here, here, and of course, here. There will be fans, so it will have ways to cool down. And the third and final fail safe is emergency mode, is emergency shutdown. Or if you prefer, an emergency shutdown or an override shutdown. So that means if it's starting to go a bit haywire, the emergency or override shutdown, it kicks in straight off the bat and it shuts the whole device down. Now, it will need updating. So that way, its projectors can update, all the systems of the device can update as one whole update. And it allows it to always give Chloe new challenges. That's the whole point. Now, a lot of the time, people always think, okay, so is there going to be an app you can, in a way, program this device? Well, actually, yes, there is going to be a phone app thing that Chloe can literally download in order to program what training module she wants. Now, there is going to be more training modules. In case some are too easy or some are too hard, she can change modules. Now, there's also going to be challenge mode, which means the challenge mode that's built in will challenge Chloe to see if she can beat her previous records on how long she can last, how long she can maintain power control, power focus, or whatever the challenge is. She can do it and then, of course, revert back to normal mode if she thinks she's done enough for challenge mode. It's a way to push her. Now, challenge mode is for if she's much more comfortable with the device. Otherwise, challenge mode will be too hard for her. So she has to be specifically 100% comfortable and confident. So she has to be specifically 100% comfortable and confident in the device and herself. And of course, as we all know that this device should have, is a tutorial mode. Which, yes, it will have a tutorial mode to guide Chloe through the basics. So that means when she boots it up, it will go into tutorial mode. This will show her how the device is used, how to you get the best out of it. And of course, it will not actually be charged like a normal device. In fact, it's